Good evening. Welcome back. Or good whatever moment you may be in when you join me. I'm happy to be back in my home location. Although being away was awfully nice. Figuring out a little bit new music, so maybe play with it up and down a little bit. I put beginner, intermediate for tonight. It really is mostly beginner. There may just be a couple poses that, take if you want to try. It's an opportunity to stretch maybe beyond what you're currently comfortable with, and if not, feel free to opt out of anything at any time for any reason. Please honor your bodies and any injuries you might have, and I'm open to feedback, questions, and suggestions either here if you join me live on Zoom, through the virtual yoga page, or any that may be up on YouTube. Go ahead and let's just begin to center in. So finding that nice, comfortable seated position. And from this nice cross-legged position, go ahead and allow your shoulders to just relax and drop down away from your ears. Beginning to connect to that breath. Go ahead and begin drawing that breath all the way deep down into the belly. And then filling up the ribs. And then all the way up into the sternum. Sip a little bit more air all the way up. And then exhale in one nice, smooth movement. When you get to the bottom of the exhale and think there's no more, squeeze that belly and see if you can squeeze a little bit more out. And starting again. Belly, rib cage, sternum, pause and exhale. And squeeze. And inhale. Belly, rib cage, sternum. Pause and exhale. And go ahead and release that breath. I'm going to come to Ujjayi breathing. So in and out through the nose, as if you're sipping through a straw. This will be nice and slow. You'll hear the air as kind of restricted as it hits the back of your throat. And choose your own count, but a count of 4 in and a count of 4 out can be a nice place to start, and you can kind of change it from there if you feel you'd like to do so. Go ahead on your next inhale, drawing the arms up alongside the ears. Exhale that right hand to the mat, taking a side bend, pressing into that right hand to find some length on both side bodies. As you reach out, really reach out through those left fingertips. Inhaling and exhaling here. On your next inhale, come up through center. Exhale, left hand to the mat, right hand reaches over, pressing into that left hand, finding length in both side bodies as you reach out. Go ahead and take the opposite cross of the legs. Just to switch it up. I think it's so important, or like one of the beautiful aspects of yoga is the opportunity to kind of look at where we may have imbalances and just going towards a little more balance. We all have them. I have them. Even the most incredible yogis in the world have them, but just becoming aware of them and switching off, moving back and forth. So go ahead and take your right hand behind you, your left hand across, grabbing that right knee, taking a twist. Maybe you just gaze out to your side. Maybe you continue around the neck, gazing out over that back shoulder. On your next inhale, coming through center, over to the other side. And release to center. Let's go ahead and come right onto our hands and knees. Go ahead and keep your toes tucked under for this one. Sometimes I go flat or up. It doesn't make a huge difference, but go ahead and keep them tucked for this one. And maybe really tuck them so you can get like a nice pressure into the mat with them. And then from neutral spine, just double checking that your wrists are stacked under your shoulders, knees stacked under your hips. And then inhale, dropping that belly towards the mat, arcing the spine, head and tailbone go up. Exhale, pressing into the arms, toes, knees. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Just taking this for a few breaths. And making your way back to a nice neutral spine. We're going to kind of wag our tails, so go ahead and draw those hips towards the shoulder, shoulder towards the hips. Maybe you gaze out over that shoulder. Inhale through center, exhale over to the other side. And just continue moving at your own pace. Coming back to neutral spine, go ahead and drop those elbows to the mat, clasping the hands, and you're going to bring the hands up towards your neck as you drop that chest and forehead to the mat. Go ahead and release your hands back to the mat. Coming all the way back up onto all fours, tucking those back toes under. They're already tucked under from earlier. Pressing the hips up and back, down dog. For the first down dog of the night, let's go ahead and walk our heels out, bending one knee and then the other. And then beginning to press through both heels, rolling those armpits in towards your ears. You'll feel a spreading out across the shoulder blades, tucking that belly button up and in. On your next inhale, rolling over the toes, coming into plank. And I'm gonna scooch back with my feet just a little bit because my down dog is a little bit short. So you want your shoulders to still be stacked right on top of the wrists. And you're gonna press so hard into those hands. It's almost as if you could press your spine out through your shoulder blades. Then you're gonna roll your biceps in like this. Sucking that belly button up and in, pressing out through those heels, and even pushing the hips up a tiny bit. It's more important that the hips are up and not sinking down. So we're not trying to make a mountain, but really tuck that belly button in, really tighten those quads. And go ahead and drop the knees, shifting the hips back, down, child's pose. I'm here, I'm present with you guys. Welcome to yoga. And we're going to inhale forward. We're going to reset up for another plank, just on our forearms now. So go ahead and take your elbows to the mat, come down onto your belly. You're going to bring your wrists shoulder distance apart. Elbows are shoulder distance apart, so your forearms should be parallel to one another. I have my fingers nice and spread. If you're more comfortable with a hand clasp, feel free to do that as well. And then we're gonna tuck our toes under, suck. So my thighs are still on the mat, hips are still on the mat, but I'm gonna tuck my belly button up and in. So let's go ahead and activate that before we press up, and then pressing up into our elbows. Again, really pressing our spine as if it can move through our shoulders, drawing the crown of that head out in front of you, tucking the belly button so much, pressing out through the heels so much, drawing those knees up in towards your body. That'll be activating your quads so much. Just a few more breaths if you can hold with me. If you need to drop to your mats, your knees, feel free to do so. And dropping your knees to the mat, pressing the hips back, child's pose. On your next inhale, coming back to your hands and knees. We're going to go for an arm balance here, so feel free to play around with it, to give it a shot, or not. You can always stay in child's pose or hang out in down dog or whatever you'd like to work with for the next few moments. Otherwise, we're going to come up into down dog and begin walking our feet towards our hands. So our hands are going to be hips shoulder distance apart. And then we're going to bring our knees up into our armpits. So keep walking forward until you can get the knees into the armpits. And I personally tends to hurt pretty deeply when I stick them into my armpits. So I have my knees, I like to put them just slightly on the outside of my triceps there, and kind of have a little squeeze in motion as much as I do a resting on motion. But feel free to try right in the armpits as well. It seems to work for a lot of people. And then you're just going to begin to rock, beginning to shift that weight towards the front, and maybe you lift one foot and the other, And maybe you lift both. Easing out a little forward for counterbalance. Crow pose. I'm gonna let you play around with that for another time or two more. If you get up into it, take as many breaths as you can. And bringing your feet back to the mat. Placing those hands, stepping back into down dog. Inhale, bending the knees, walking or floating your feet to your hands. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, nice strong core, flat back all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, place hands, stepping back into high plank. Inhale at the top here. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, that right foot up. Exhale, bending the knees and crunching to step it through. Staying up on those back toes there, we're just going to inhale right on up into crescent. Exhale, dropping a little deeper, making sure that knee is back behind the ankle. Inhale, exhale, place the hands. Inhale, step back. Exhale here. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, lifting into crescent. Exhale, deepening. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, place hands. Step back. Inhale and exhale here for a couple breaths. I'm going to take that same vinyasa, Namaskara A, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, bending the knees, floating your feet to your hands. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, place hands, step back. One inhale at the top. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Breathing here, down dog. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, up into crescent. Exhale, open up the elbows. Inhale, hands back up. Exhale, press and step back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, up. Exhale, place hands, step back. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, hopping forward, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Coming to Tadasana for just a moment. So bringing the insides of the feet together, dropping that tailbone down, tucking that belly button up and in, activating the knees. So drawing those kneecaps up towards your body, that will activate your quads. So the whole core is activated here. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, back and down. So the chest opens, hands open by the sides, drawing that crown of the head up. And we're going to do, after this, one more Surya Namaskara A. We're going to do it breath by breath, one movement, one breath, for the most part. Inhale up, exhale fold. Inhale flat back. Exhale, place hands, step back with one inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. One inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, elbows bending. Inhale, up. Exhale, placing hands, stepping back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open at the elbows. Inhale, rise. Exhale, place hands, step back, down dog. Beautiful work, taking a couple breaths here. Reconnecting with that Ujjayi breath. Let's go ahead and just begin to walk the feet up to the hands. Forward fold, tucking that tailbone, rolling up one vertebra at a time. The head and neck come last. Nice work. We're going to go ahead and just come into a few standing poses from standing. Sorry, I should not have worn such a loose shirt. I feel like I'm trying to talk through it on half the poses. Go ahead and take a nice wide stance. That back foot is going to have the toes pointing towards the side of the mat. Front toes pointing straight towards the front of the mat. And normally the mats are divided into a bunch of little squares. They kind of help you line up. Also check while you're here, does that front heel line up with the back instep? So you're on a pretty nice straight line here. From there, you're just going to kind of maybe take your hands and to encourage the hips open. And just beginning to bend into that front knee. Go ahead and peek down and hike that knee towards the back wall or towards behind you, enough that you can see at least your first two toes on that front foot. Pressing firmly into the ball and heel of that front foot equally, and really out through all four corners of that back foot, but even just a little bit more towards that back outer edge. Go ahead and tuck that belly button up and in, strong core, and as if a cord was drawing from your tailbone all the way up through the crown, lengthen, opening the arms. We're coming towards warrior two, building up nice and slow. On the other side, we'll come more right into it. Go ahead and roll those shoulders up towards your ears, back and down. Gazing out over those front fingertips, double check that front knee, that it hasn't started to come in. You're probably squeezing through the glutes, rolling that tailbone in. Keep that belly button nice and tight. I know it's a lot to think about all at once. Just a couple more breaths here. Maybe bend a little deeper into the knee. as long as it's not coming out over that ankle. If it is, stay back a little ways. Beautiful. All right, releasing, inhale, straighten that front leg. We're gonna go ahead and switch the direction of the feet. Coming right to the other side, but again, double checking. You got the heel lined up with the instep, toes are pointing towards the mat now, or towards the side of the mat. And now opening the hips, tucking that belly button up and in, bending into that front knee. Maybe bringing your hands to your hips. I'm kind of encouraging my hips open, encourage that knee open. There's a pretty deep spreading across the thighs, across the hips. Double check, you can see those front two big toes. Like I'm working right now. I'm working to keep my thighs open. I'm working to stay strong in this bend. I'm pressing out through that back foot. This is very active already right here. Again, double checking, that belly button's tucked. As if there's a cord through your whole spine, drawing the crown of that head up, nice straight spine. Let's go ahead and bring the arms in, pulling those shoulders up and back, opening through the chest, drawing out fingertip to fingertip. Gazing out over those front fingertips and just peeking down at those toes again. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten that leg. Go ahead and just point both feet now towards the side of your mat. Taking your hands to your hips, beginning to draw that chest forward and down towards the mat, releasing in the head and neck. Shaking it yes and no. Maybe some circles. You can release your hands to the mat. Go ahead and begin to heel toe your feet in. You're going to be coming into a forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Bringing the inside edges of the feet together. Now go ahead and tuck that tailbone under, beginning to roll up one vertebra at a time. Making your way all the way up, head and neck come last. So I want to take a balancing pose here. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, or that'll be like a one-legged toe hold. And I know most of us may not be open in the hamstrings that way, so we're kind of going to build up and just take it as far as you can. Start by shifting your weight over into the right foot. So you might kind of spread your toes, get that nice wide base. Squeezing the thigh, so drawing that kneecap up. You might squeeze through the glute a little bit too. So we're really firming in through this whole hip so that it doesn't go flailing out to the sides. You're really sucking it all in this whole area here. Once you've got that, go ahead and bend that left knee, bringing it up. Maybe you grab behind the thigh. Maybe you begin to straighten through the leg. And if you want to give it a try, maybe you rebend and grab left pointer middle finger into the left big toe. And then from there, you'll begin to straighten. Maybe bring your other hand to the hip. Maybe take any variation along there. As you're ready, beginning to release nice and slow if you can. Beautiful work. And what kind of helps sometimes, I'm going to do this one sideways, although we'll see if this one, if I can even do this side. Oftentimes we have one that's a little bit more flexible than the other. Yeah, finding the drishti. Sometimes it's nice to find a drishti or still point on the wall in front of you once you've kind of got your balance there to help hold while you breathe into it. So go ahead and spread those left toes down nice and wide. Pressing into all four corners of that left foot, drawing that kneecap up. Go ahead and draw that tailbone down, belly button up and in. So you're very strong on that left side now. And then go ahead and bend into that right knee, grabbing behind the right thigh. Go ahead and begin to press through. If you fall out, that's okay. Join again. Press through that heel, beginning to straighten that leg. Maybe you want to be anywhere along there. Maybe you just want to try that yogi toe hold. Maybe you're just doing the toe hold. Maybe you begin to straighten. If you've taken a few breaths, maybe attempt to dismount gracefully or not. Thank you for playing along with me. Let's go ahead and come to the top of our mats. We're going to make our way down to the mat through vinyasa for a little bit of core. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, releasing those hands, stepping back, high plank. Go ahead and take an inhale at the top here. And then make your way down, full chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Maybe cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Go ahead and bring the knees right to the floor. And make your way onto your back. Let's go ahead and just take a quick twist here. So just where you're sitting with the soles of the feet on the floor and the knees bent. Left arm across, right arm behind, or vice versa if you already started. And going the other way. And release to center. We're going to go ahead and tilt or like kind of roll back a little bit till you find that nice strong point or balanced, what's the word I'm looking for? But seated, the nice seated or grounded spot there back on your sits bones. It should feel really, really good, really solid, secure. Go ahead and draw your thighs up towards your chest. And I want you to draw your chest forward through your shoulders, dropping your shoulders down away from your ears. Go ahead and bring those shins up, parallel to the mat, 90-degree angle at the knees. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you want to let go in the hands. Maybe you want to begin to straighten those legs. Yogi's choice, breathing here in boat or Navasana. And grabbing back behind the legs, releasing. We're going to roll down all the way on to our backs, one vertebra at a time. If your core, if you aren't sure or don't feel like your core has been regularly worked on in the recent past, then I highly encourage making a triangle with your palms for this next part and sticking them palms down, that triangle, right at the very base of the tailbone. Almost, it's really even below where we put the block when we do a supported bridge. So it's way down there. It should feel good. If you start the leg lifts and it doesn't really feel good, then go ahead and readjust. Good as in no tweaking in the back. I'm not saying that the leg lifts feel good, but it should not be hurting your back. I'm bringing the feet up towards the sky. Exhale into a 45-degree angle and inhale back up. I'm going to go ahead and do the full version. So you might stay there to the 45-degree angle, or if your core is already pretty strong, palms down at your sides. And on your exhales, you're going to come all the way down, close to the mat as you can, and inhale back up. So either one of those versions. Let's keep going. Exhale down. Inhale down, sorry. Exhale back up. So if I missed you on that one, go ahead and take that extra breath here. Inhale on the way down. Exhale up. Inhale down. And exhale up. And just do as many as you can. Inhale down. Exhale up. If it starts hurting in the back and you're not really still targeting the core, please stop at any point. Otherwise, we're going to do a few more. Down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Grabbing behind the knees and rolling up to seated. We're going to go ahead and take another boat or Navasana, so bringing the feet up off the mat, taking either a 90-degree angle or moving towards straight, holding either behind the thighs or releasing the hands, all options. A couple more breaths here. And then grabbing behind the knees and rolling back down. I'm going to do a couple side drops now. So again, you may opt to kind of take that triangle at the base of the spine. We are going to keep the legs bent. So maybe try one without it. And again, if it's feeling not good in your lower back and it's not really targeting the core, then I want you to go ahead and try with the triangle or stop. For now, there'll be plenty of other exercises throughout that will help you build up the core necessary for getting to this point. So if you're ready to try, go ahead and bring the knees up, calves parallel to the mat. We're going to go ahead and drop both knees over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, both knees over towards the left. Inhale up. That's 2 times each side. We're going to go for 5. Drop. And up. And drop. And up. Just a nice little way to target the obliques. And drop. And up. Beautiful work. Hang with me if you can for one more. And drop. And up. And last side, drop. And up. releasing feet to the mat. Lovely work. I really just have one more core for you, and then we'll be making our way towards Shavasana, or final resting position. So go ahead and stick it with me if you can. We're going to do yogi bicycles. So bringing both knees again off the mat, shins parallel to the mat. We're going to take the left foot out just at a 45. Go ahead and clasp behind your head with your hands just nice and gentle. You're not like yanking on the neck. It's just a little pillow. And the opposite arm and knee are going to come across at once. So the left arm across, right knee bent. Center. Right arm across, left knee bent. Inhale, center. Exhale, across. Inhale, center. Exhale, across. Center. And across. When you come to center, try and keep the head and neck, or head and shoulders still up. Beautiful. Back to center, releasing those feet to the mat, releasing your head to the mat. Let's go ahead and take the yogi toe hold, so pointer middle finger to each big toe, or if you prefer, grabbing the outside edge of each foot. Soles of the feet are going to come up towards the sky. Go ahead and bend deeply into those knees, drawing them in towards your armpits as you press up through the heels and sole of the foot. As you press into your hands, it should help draw. So see how I come up? It should help draw that tailbone back towards the mat. So knees down, tailbone down, feet up, spreading across the lower back, releasing through the spine. And go ahead and release that toe hold. Right foot crosses over left knee, or vice versa. Go ahead and drop to the left if you went with my directives. And maybe you gaze out over that right shoulder. On your next inhale, drawing those knees back up to center, switching the cross over the other direction. Nice supine twist, releasing in the spine. It's just a nice, gentle counterbalance to any back bends and forward folds that we've done throughout the class. It's also a nice little way to stimulate our digestive organs. Helps the kidney function. Just so many beautiful benefits to yoga and moving our body and building an all-around base of strength and flexibility and balance. There's really no other practice that I have run across and I have tried many things. Go ahead and inhale back up to center. That really just focus on incorporating all of that as a holistic practice. Go ahead and release your legs to the mat, opening the arms to the sides and beginning to release, relax into Shavasana. This is a good spot to release any control over your breath, allowing it to return to its natural rhythm. And as you take a few more breaths here, I want you to take this opportunity to drop down behind the monkey mind, behind those thoughts that come as words, behind those thoughts that come as pictures, behind those thoughts that seek for meaning and purpose. And just observe. Who is this that observes these thoughts? And as the thoughts cross your mind, don't hold on to them or attach to them or claim them. Just watch and then let them go, and then watch as the next thoughts arise and let them go. On your next inhale, taking a deep breath in and exhaling through the mouth. Begin to awaken yourself back into your body, back into the room. As you're ready, go ahead and bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. From this position, go ahead and roll onto your side into fetal. And taking a breath or two to honor this position. This is the position we all took before we fully arrived on this planet, while we were still in our mother's womb. Just connecting to our origins, to our beginning of this human journey. And as you're ready, go ahead and begin to press yourself up to seated. Welcome. Welcome back to Sukhasana. Comfortable seated position, this beautiful position of meditation, position of connection with the earth. With a nice straight spine, go ahead and bring the palms of your hands together and press the base of your thumbs gently into your sternum. Go ahead and drop your chin towards your chest. And as you drop your chin towards your chest, take this as a moment to look inward once again, to observe your breath and to be grateful. To be grateful for this opportunity to live this life, this opportunity to breathe, to experience, to expand, to understand and to feel both physically with our senses and our emotions. How rich is this life? Namaste.